In just 2 months, I grew from a couple hundred followers all the way up to 10,000 followers. And as of the making this video, I currently sit at almost 21,000 followers and counting. So how did I do it? Let's find out. Now, before we get started, I want to let you guys know that this isn't one of those algorithm hack videos. If you want to get this many followers, I'm going to be the only guy to tell you that this requires hard work. And speaking of the algorithm, that actually is my first tip of this video, don't rely on the algorithm. So what is the algorithm? The main thing that social media algorithms look for is retention, or how long does somebody watch a video and how many times do they replay the video. The higher the retention, the more engagement, the more views. So with that in mind, you can see that the algorithm is a direct reflection on how good your videos actually are. If you're not gaining any views or any new followers, it's not that the algorithm hates you, it is just directly telling you that your video sucks. You will never hear me complain about a video not performing well because the algorithm doesn't like me. Do not depend on an algorithm to determine the success of your social media channels. Take full accountability and put in the work. Tip number 2, understand what people are on social media for. People are on social media for 2 reasons. 1, to be entertained, or 2, to learn something. I've made quite a lot of short films in my day, and a lot of people have asked me questions on how to make these short films. Therefore, I created my own cinematography course and used Instagram as an outlet to drive traffic to it. But obviously, with that filmmaking course, I made an Instagram account that's in the education niche. I teach cinematography for complete beginners. So maybe you're really funny and you want to make a lot of goofy videos on Instagram, and that's totally fine, that'll drive views. Or maybe you want to bring some value to the world and teach somebody a skill that you have. I have noticed though that mixing these two together drives a ton more views than me just sitting there and talking about a technique. Some of the most successful videos that I've had have garnered tens of thousands of views because people seem to really like me punching myself in the face. I'm actually going to be implementing that entertainment aspect into more of my future Instagram videos, but I have found that if your information is good enough, then the entertainment aspect is not required. But I do know there's a reason why a lot of people fall asleep in college classes. Usually because 1, the subject is not interesting, or 2, the professor's boring. So pick one of the 2, be entertaining or be educational, or if you can, mix the 2 together. Moving on to number 3, and this is more specifically for the education niche, answer questions that are so specific, yet are so overlooked by experts because it's so second nature. One of the first videos that I made that hit 10,000 views was a video where I was talking about focal lengths. I noticed that a lot of beginner cinematographers were making the same mistake whenever they're shooting dialogue scenes. They're using wrong focal lengths, so the image looks weird. I made a short video covering that, and if you're into cinematography, you know that using correct focal lengths in a situation like that is just very basic knowledge. And because it's such basic knowledge, nobody tends to talk about it. So of course, when I talked about this specific situation, it was a question that was lingering in the back of a lot of people's heads, and thus garnered quite a lot of views. Basic info is more valuable to beginners than information that is complex to an expert. The majority of your audience is going to be beginners. So when it comes to short form education content, focus on the smaller rudimentary things that beginners need to know. Hey, real quick, I just want to let you know that if you're struggling to shoot more cinematic shots or more cinematic Instagram videos, be sure to check out our mini cinematography course where we cover the 7 fundamentals of a cinematic image that every filmmaker needs to know. We have 10 value-packed informational videos in this course, and along with some extra bonuses that we just added in our custom light leak pack that you can use to spice up some of your shots, or use it to transition between shots like so. So if you're ready to take your content creation to the next level, click the link in the top right corner and in the first link in the description below. Back to the video. Number 4, create sequels or mini-series on videos that do well. If you follow the past couple steps, you're going to eventually get a video that does well. It doesn't have to hit 1 million views, but one of those videos is gonna do better than the others. Once you see that pattern, double down on it. Create a sequel or a mini-series on that well-performing video. For example, one of the most popular videos on my Instagram account was talking about a slate in filmmaking. A lot of people seem to really like the tip that I gave in that video. So I created another video about a slate, which then of course did really well. I've done quite a couple of videos on a slate already, and they all performed great. 1 is because people really like the information I'm giving, and 2 is probably because a film slate is very recognizable by most people. Not many people really know what it's for. This leads me back to my previous tip about talking about a subject that is so specific yet is so overlooked. Everybody knows what a film slate looks like, and everybody in the film world knows what a slate is for. And beginners who want to get into cinematography do not know what a slate is for. And most people in the film world are not willing to take the time to give that kind of information. And because I talked about a slate and it garnered a bit of attention, I made multiple videos about a slate, all of which have garnered plenty of views. Number 5, good hooks. The majority of us, including myself, who are scrolling through Instagram, have attention spans of a squirrel. I know a lot of you have heard this already, but the first 3 seconds of a video need to capture your viewers' attention, or else they're gonna swipe real quick. The hooks that have done really well for me was whenever I held up a slate and clicked it, or whenever I punched my clone in the face when he said something stupid. The slate is a very educational hook, and the punch in the face is a very entertaining hook. Pun intended. Now let's take a look at a video that did not perform well. This particular video has very valuable information in it, hence it pertains to set safety and not getting hurt. But for a while I haven't shot in front of that background, so I referenced it. Breaking out the OG background for this one, that 2 seconds of me saying breaking out the OG background was enough to get people to swipe away. That hook was not strong and it was completely irrelevant to what I was talking about, so lesson learned, I'm not gonna do that again. And finally, number 6, post consistently regardless of whether or not you'll go viral. Yes, consistency will always beat out talent. You don't need to post every day, of course. I personally only post once a week, and indeed I have reached 20,000 followers and growing. The more consistently you post entertaining and or valuable content, the more attention you will garner. There is a bit of a mental barrier, considering you may post 5 or 10 videos and they don't get any views. And trust me, I've been there and I'm still there from time to time. You cannot win them all. Not every video you make is going to garner 10, 50, 100,000 views. But with consistency means the faster you fail, and the faster you fail, the faster you learn. You can still scroll down to the bottom of my Instagram page and see how different the videos are from now. Of course, those videos didn't perform well, but of course I kept at it and I learned what resonated with my audience the most. Learning what your audience likes the most is something that you're going to have to figure out. I can't do this part for you. Your audience is unique to your voice, and you need to learn what they specifically resonate with. So as you can see from all the tips that we just gave in this video, this is not the luck of the algorithm. It's hard work. You cannot expect to get a ton of followers just by throwing up videos randomly and expecting the algorithm to bless you. That can potentially happen, but I think that approaching this with a plan, with a strategy, and with consistency is a much more viable route than hoping that you just win the Instagram lottery. But if you made it to the end of this video, dude, you know I appreciate you. Go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button, and I recommend you check out this video next right here. It's where I cover cinematic lighting that you can make your Instagram videos look better with for cheap. You don't want to miss it, but if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. This video has very valuable information of it, because this particular video has This video has very good information in it. This video has really valuable information in it. Oh my God.